The New York Police Department arrested someone in presumably New York. The Manhattan District Attorney investigates this arrest. A homeless advocate was apparently arrested in New York, and it was under some very curious circumstances. So let's read. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office is scrutinizing the NYPD's arrest of an advocate for homeless people on charges that prosecutors swiftly rejected, the Daily News has learned. This is from nydailynews.com. The bizarre November 10th, 2021 confrontation between the volunteer Derek DeMaria and Lieutenant Jermaine Odin and police officer Md Kader in Tompkins Square Park was captured on cell phone video obtained by the news. Maria says he was assisting people as the cops booted them from the East Village Park. A criminal complaint accused Maria, 33, of snatching a comforter belonging to a homeless person from Kader as the cop removed property from a park entrance. So let's understand this here. Maria then defied orders from Kader and Odin to give the comforter back to the cops. The complaint charges. Fucking orders, by the way. Like, what are you, fucking my second grade teacher? What are you, my mom? Fucking orders. What am I, in the fucking military? Who, like, speaks like that? Like, who's like, oh, yep, they refuse to follow orders. What is that, orders? What the it's like, I'm sorry, I'm serious. Like, hors d'oeuvres? Like, is there a party going on? Like, what is this? Like, what? Okay. Well, let's get the facts here. So, cops are stealing people's property. They illegally stole against the right to protection from unreasonable search and seizure. They illegally seized homeless people's property. Right? That's fine. Illegally taking something that doesn't belong to you and then trying to prevent other people from having it, that's okay. Then, apparently, Maria snatched the comforter back. Now, again, that's what the complaint alleges here, but the story gets even more deep. But again, police, let's just analyze this. This is how the cops are spinning it. The cops are like, yeah, so we stole a bunch of homeless people's property, and then someone tried to return their property, and then we filed charges against them and arrested them. What? What? Does that make any sense to you? Late last year, prosecutors concluded that simply didn't happen and declined to bring charges. Whoa, what? Video from the scene obtained by the news also puts the police account into question. It does not appear that there was ever an effort to physically grab the property back from the defendant. Based on our investigation, it appears the lieutenant never requested the property back from the defendant. Assistant District Attorney Samantha Levitz wrote in a November 24th email, Maria spent 8 hours in a cell at the nearby 9th Precinct Station House, where police charged him with obstructing governmental administration. The charge was dismissed November 29th. Levitz disclosed to Maria's lawyer, Paul Mills, that an interview with Kader, the arresting officer, conflicted with the arrest report he filed out. According to Mills, none of this had happened, and it's all on body cam, said Maria, a volunteer at the Washington Square Park Mutual Aid. Video footage shows cops allowed volunteers to take the homeless people's belongings. Odin is seen observing the volunteers rolling up large bundle of blankets less than 2 minutes before making an aggressive about-face, ordering Maria's arrest for holding the same items. Maria said the cop accused them of possession of stolen property. Stolen property? What? What? Are you kidding me? A handcuffed Maria says on the cell phone footage. Police initially charged Maria with criminal possession of stolen property on top of obstruction charges. Both misdemeanors can carry up to 1 year in jail, but the NYPD dropped the later charge after Maria was released with a desk appearance ticket. On January 27th, Maria met with the Manhattan DA Police Accountability Chief Nicholas Vorst, who wanted to know his side of the story. At the prosecutor's office, Maria watched the second video of his arrest captured by the NYPD body cameras, which he reviewed with Vorst. Vorst, that's a great name, but I can't pronounce it. Contacted me, this is a quote, he said that they had been going through some old files and that something about my case stood out to him. The Police Accountability Unit contacted Maria again February 4th, but it has not reached out since, according to a source familiar with the case. The status of the probe was unclear. The DA's office declined to comment. Mills said he believed the cops just wanted to get his client out of the way while they finished kicking homeless people out of the park and throwing their belongings into a garbage truck. Again, stealing people's property. So what is the law here? Homeless people aren't allowed to have property? Is that a law? Oh, but they were loitering. So, okay, let me get this straight. If I'm, let's say I go to the park and I'm just sitting on the bench and I just decide, you know what? I'm going to sit here for, maybe it's right next to a porta potty maybe, right? So I can use the bathroom. I bring a lunch and I just sit on the bench. It's just a random bench in the park for 8 days. I'm just sitting there. Are cops then legally allowed to steal my purse? Oh, but they were loitering. Oh, but they were in the park for an extent. What is the law here that enables these officers to believe they can just take other people's things without permission? Which law is that? How long do I have to be occupying a public space before I become flagged as homeless or whatever and they can steal all my stuff? Is it you got a 36-hour timer or something? As soon as you sit down on the bench, a timer starts ticking, and then when the time runs out, the cops come and take your purse and your hat and your phone, and they say, "Oh, this is mine now." Police and prosecutors routinely bring charges that have no foundation and they have no intention of prosecuting, said Mills. Now, again, I want to talk about this in relation to my situation last year when I was protesting against police shooting. The state has the ability to charge you with anything they want, and they don't have to pay for it, right? When you get charged with something, you have to hire a lawyer. You have to read a book and figure out how to defend yourself, or you have to lose work hours because you have to go to court. The cops, the prosecutors, don't have to do that. They can just slap charges on anyone they want and then go home, and then someone else will handle the charges. Right? So that's what they do. If you're annoying them in any capacity, they'll throw 8 charges on you. They know that you're not going to be convicted, but all it is wasting your time. This incident happened in November, December, January, February, and then March. I don't know. It's been 3 or 4 months. Okay? And De Maria is still dealing with this. Are the cops dealing with it? No. I mean, it's their job. They get questioned every once in a while. That's their job. They're just doing their job. They get paid to do it. Another thing, when cops go throughout all of this, they are on the clock and they're being paid. When cops appear in court, they are on the clock and they're being paid, typically. Right? So I need you to understand, right? They get paid to fuck with you. And then when you go to court, you have to pay them. You have to pay court fees. You have to hire a lawyer. You have to lose hours at your job. And it's not fair. It's not equal at all. Right? And so I dealt with this firsthand last year. Several months of my life was spent on the phone with lawyers and dealing with, going to court every 3 times and waiting there all day for 9 hours. And then it's just it's a waste of your fucking time. Right? When I was going through my court thing, right? I had to go in at 9 a.m., right? And then I wait there. I sit there and wait, right? For, the cop who's charging me with bullshit to walk in 10 minutes before the case starts. Again, I have to be there for 5 hours. I have to get up early and walk to the courthouse and sit there for 5 hours. So the cop comes in on the clock and then continues the case or something and then walks out. For them, it's 10 minutes. They're getting paid to do it, by the way, because they're on the job. And then so I had to go to the courtroom, waste 5 to 6 hours of my life just to get told, all right, come back in a couple months. What? Oh, by the way, we're not going to pay you. By the way, assuming I had a regular job or something, now my job knows I'm going to court and I've got criminal charges against me, so I'm probably going to get fired. Right? And again, that's what it is. It's all intimidation. Cops will just intimidate people for fun and entertainment. And again, they're on the clock. So for them, it's just they're getting paid to do so. And they don't have to deal with the consequences. They don't have to sit in a courtroom for 8 hours and waste their whole day without pay. They don't have to do that. They get paid to walk in right before the case goes, say what they need to say, and then walk out. And again, they're on the clock. They get paid to do so. So I just need people to understand this is the tactics police use. They will just do this against anyone. And again, it's hilarious to me that cops are going to charge this person with possession of stolen property when they themselves, the cops, are the ones who stole the property. That's hilarious. So fuck the cops in this instance.